Your 20s are a pretty wild time, financially speaking, right? But they're also, and this is the important part, a golden opportunity for building serious wealth. So how do you actually do it? Well, let's dive in and create a real roadmap for making smart investments while you're in your 20s.
I mean, let's just be honest for a second. This decade can feel like a total financial tug of war. You're trying to figure out student loans, you've got your first real job maybe, and you're paying rent that feels like it belongs on another planet. It's a lot. It is so easy to feel like you're just treading water, trying not to sink.
But what if we just flip that whole script? Because the absolute truth is, the biggest financial advantage you have in your 20s isn't how much money you make, it's how much time you have. And that time, well, it gives you access to a wealth-building superpower that you will never, ever have again in your life.
Okay, so Section 1, build your financial fortress. Before you build up, you have to lock down. See, our first move here isn't about chasing some crazy stock market return. Nope, it's all about playing defense. We have to build a solid financial foundation, a fortress, really, that can handle anything life throws at it. Then we can start thinking about expanding our empire.
I want you to think about your money like it's a boat. Before you can set sail for some amazing destination, you've got to patch the holes that are trying to sink you right now. And you know what the biggest, nastiest leaks are? It's almost always that high-interest debt.
And here are the usual suspects. Credit card debt is the absolute monster of the group, with interest rates that are often over 20%. That's not a tiny leak, my friend. That is a gaping hole in the side of your boat. Debts like these are actively working against you 24/7, making it practically impossible to move forward.
So how do we start plugging these leaks? It's actually pretty simple. 1, you got to know exactly what you owe. Make a list. Get crystal clear on the numbers. 2, aim all your extra cash at the debt with the highest interest rate. That one's public enemy number 1. And 3, automate, automate, automate. Even if you just automate the minimums, it builds momentum and guarantees you're never going backward.
Now, the other part of our fortress is the emergency fund. This thing is your financial shock absorber. This is not an investment, okay? It's insurance. It's the cash that stops a surprise car repair from turning into a total financial disaster that throws you right back into debt.
And this is the magic number. Your goal is to get 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses saved up. So we're talking about the bare bones: rent, food, bills, getting to work. Figure out what that number is for you and just start chipping away at it. Even if it's just $20 a paycheck, you start building that wall.
All right, Section 2, make your money work. Now that our fortress is secure, it's time to go on the attack. This is where we take our money and put it to work for us. We're going to start planting the seeds that, down the road, will grow into a massive forest of wealth.
This quote, which people usually say came from Einstein, just nails it. This is the superpower I was talking about earlier, compound interest. It's really that simple. If you've got 20% credit card debt, you are paying it. But if you're investing, you get to earn it. You want to be on the earning side of that equation.
So what even is it? Honestly, just picture a snowball rolling down a hill. That's it. Your money earns some interest, and then that interest starts earning its own interest. It starts off slow, you might barely notice it, but over time it just picks up speed until it becomes this huge, unstoppable force.
And this is why your 20s are the critical decade. Just look at this. We've got 2 people, right? Both of them invest the exact same amount of money every year. The only difference, the only one, is that investor A starts at age 25 and investor B waits just 10 years until 35. The difference by the time they retire is just mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's not a typo. By starting just 1 decade sooner, investor A ends up with almost $500,000 more. That is the price of waiting. That is the raw, incredible power of giving your money more time to do its thing.
So where do you actually put the money to make this happen? Here's your basic toolkit. Start with the easy stuff. First, if your company offers a 401k with a match, you take it. No questions asked. That is literally free money. It's the best return on investment you will ever get. Period. Next, a Roth IRA is an amazing tool for tax-free growth when you retire. And finally, you don't need to be a stock market wizard. Low-cost index funds basically let you own a tiny slice of the whole market. Boom, you're diversified.
Okay, Section 3, invest in yourself. And this is so important. You are your single greatest asset. Let's talk about an investment that people always forget about, but it can have the highest return of anything we've discussed: investing in you. Your skills, your network, your health, that's the engine that drives your entire financial future.
Just look at this comparison. The stock market might give you around 10% a year on average, and you have basically zero control over that, right? But learning a new skill that's in high demand, that could easily lead to a 10, maybe 20% raise. That is an incredible return, and it's something you have a massive amount of control over.
So what does this actually look like? It means signing up for that online course. It means actually going to that networking event. It means making sleep and exercise a non-negotiable part of your week. And it means reading. A lot. Every single one of these things makes you more valuable and boosts your ability to earn more money for the rest of your life.
And that brings us to Section 4, your first move. Because turning all this knowledge into action is what matters. We've talked about building your fortress, making your money work, investing in yourself, but none of that means anything if you don't actually do something.
And I totally get it. Hearing all of this at once can feel pretty overwhelming, right? It's so easy to get stuck in what they call analysis paralysis, where you spend all your time learning and planning, but you never actually start. So let's just break it down to the tiniest possible first step.
This right here is the key. It's about changing how you think about the problem. You don't need a perfect bulletproof plan. You don't need a pile of cash. You just need to start small. So instead of thinking, I need thousands to start investing, just think, I'm going to automate $50 a month into an index fund. Instead of, I have to pay off all this debt, it's, I'm going to automate one extra $25 payment. The whole goal is to create tiny, automatic wins that build momentum.
So if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. The biggest risk you can take in your 20s is not making a bad investment. It's doing nothing. It's being so scared of making a mistake that you stay on the sidelines. The cost of waiting, the cost of inaction, is so much bigger than any small mistake you might make by just getting started today. So what's your first move?